Welcome everybody to TalkersofGeeks.com. This is another episode of 10. And today we're going to be talking about 10 import games that we feel deserve a remake or a remastered or a re-release. These games did not hit the United States and they stayed either in Japan or in Europe. Or they did come over here. It was for limited of time only and never was seen again. So today we're going to be talking about some of these import games because we feel that a lot of these games don't get the love and recognition for what they brought to the table in the gaming world, the unique premises that they had. So I definitely want to give these games a nice spotlight here. So let's kick it off with number 10. Number 10 is Aconcagua. It's set in the mountains of Argentina and it follows a group of plane crash survivors as they try to escape a treacherous mountain while dodging terrorists. The game is a mix of survival and puzzle solving, tasking players with managing resources and making quick decisions to keep characters alive. This is a point and click game, and we feel that a re release will be good for this one. It's a unique survival horror game, and it is combining environmental hazards with thrilling stakes. It has a really captivating story. And it wasn't released here in the States. It boggles the mind the way this game did not get over here. And this was, by the way, for the PlayStation 1. It's a really fun game, really good story, really great premise, and it really did have a nice element of the point and click and did something really refreshing with the story as well. So Agokagwa is number 10. Let's get into number 9. Number 9 is Chain Dive for the PS2. And Chain Dive is an action platformer where players control a cybernetic warrior using a grappling hook to swing across enemies and platforms. The game offers high speed action, aerial combat, and letting players perform combos and chain attacks for points, making it a thrilling yet tactical experience. And we feel that this game will do best as a remastered because we feel that the PS2 graphics still hold up. I just need a little bit more refined when it comes to the gameplay mechanics and the visuals could just use an HD remaster, bringing out the fast-paced combat and aesthetic appeal. And the accessibility improvements, I think, will attract fans who love high-speed action games and showcase its innovative gameplay. So, Chain Dive for the PS2 gets a remastered. Now, let's go into number 8. Number 8, Echo Knight 2 for the PlayStation 1. So Echo Knight 2 is about Richard Osman as he explores a haunted mansion to find his missing fiance, and it's featuring a first-person perspective with exploration and puzzle solving. It's immersive players in a deeply atmospheric horror experience with a plot that unravels through ghostly interactions and flashbacks. And we feel that Echo Knight 2 for the PlayStation 1 deserves a remake. One is because it is a gripping horror experience with a really atmospheric setting, and we feel that the setting, especially now with the PlayStation 1 graphics, is dated, and a nice overhaul, a remake, and a nice fresh coat of paint will really have a really dark, gritty look and aesthetic that really complements the atmospheric setting that it's going for. And with modern graphics and refined mechanics, because you had to look down using the L2 button, it was weird. The control scheme was weird back in the days for this particular game. So refined mechanics, new control scheme will allow a new generation to experience this unique take on psychological horror. Now let's get into number 7. Number 7, Glass Rose for the PS2. Glass Rose follows journalist Takashi, who time travels to the 1920s after a strange encounter and becomes entangled in a murder mystery. The gameplay focuses on dialogue-based investigations and uncovering clues, and this is a point-and-click game, and it blends that mechanic with the time-traveling twist and character dialogue puzzles. And it's actually really a fun game to play there. I really did enjoy this one. And we feel that this one deserves a remastered. I think the graphics still hold up enough once again. And I think just a little bit more of a updated visuals, updated frame rate, a little change in the control schemes, and plus the unique time travel mystery premise combined with the atmosphere is a fascinating experience. But updated visuals and streamlined gameplay, a remaster will elevate its storytelling and appeal to fans of narrative driven games. Doesn't need a full blown remake for this one. So let's go into number 6. Number 6, Last Ranker for the PSP. Last Ranker is an RPG about a fighter named Zig who enters a ranking system where he competes with others to rise to the top. It features a real time combat and rich world building, giving players a mix of strategic action and gripping story of ambition and rivalry. This is actually a really fun game for the PSP if you ever get your hands on it, folks. And we feel that the Last Ranker deserves a remastered. It boasts a compelling RPG system, memorable characters, and engaging story, but a remaster with HD graphics, refined gameplay, and an English localization will introduce this hidden gem to fans of JRPGs and satisfy the demand for unique PSP classics. So, Sony, you might want to put this on the PlayStation Store if it's not there already. So, let's get into number five. Number five is Michigan Report from Hell for the PlayStation 2. And Michigan Report from Hell puts players in the shoes of a cameraman investigating strange events where a mysterious fog has led to the violent phenomenon. The game emphasizes filming instead of traditional combat, capturing horror scenes to score points and to survive. And this is just basically, it's kind of has like what I like about this game. It has that found footage presentation type of feel. It has a unique found footage gameplay approach and unconventional horror storytelling. And we feel that another remaster, I know there's a lot of remasters here, but a remastered will do it good with a little bit more of a more polished, updated graphic look and improved controls and an international release. This game will find a new fan base as it deserves it because it's a very fun found footage point and click filming game. You can see a little bit of Outlast had that influence when it came to the camera and recording things that you see. Michigan from Hell did it first, folks. Now let's get into number four. Number four, Koruya, Like a Dragon. I think it's translated, correct me if I'm wrong, as Black Panther Like a Dragon. In this story, we follow Tetsuya, a street fighter trying to survive the gritty underworld. Unlike the main Yakuza games, it features a more of a one-on-one beat 'em up type of style with more intense focus on street brawls and using urban environments for it. And I thought that this is a really fun game to play. It has some really intense brawling mechanics, the exploration you still have of the Tokyo nightlife, and it really does retain such a gritty story. With that being said, we feel that this game deserves a full blown remake for modern consoles, and especially the way Like a Dragon is with the series and just really integrating their storytelling. We feel that this particular story, Tatsuya's story, should be seen for a more modern audience. And I don't mean modern audience like you change things up. I'm just talking about people who have modern day consoles, folks. Don't get too excited, okay? I think with more enhanced visuals to using the power of the PS5 or the Xbox or the PC, and hell, even Switch 2 when it comes out, and it fully localized here in the States and everywhere, and the improved mechanics and improve the gameplay, I think this could be a real standout because it's a really good spin-off game. So Black Panther, Like a Dragon, is getting a full-blown remake for this one. So let's go into number three. Number three, Rent a Hero for the Dreamcast. So Rent a Hero puts you in the role of Taro or whoever you decide to name him, a young man who accidentally becomes a superhero with rented powers. With humor and lighthearted quests, players help neighbors and thwart villains using a suit that grants temporary powers. Rent a Hero is just basically about an ordinary guy in a power suit that rents out his hero services to others, and it's a fun game. It's a funny game, and I think that this can find a fresh audience with a full blown remake. Yes, its concept and blend of RPG elements and action elements have a huge potential for a remake. A full graphical overhaul, expanded gameplay would do this game justice, especially with its humor and creativity, and it will make Rent a Hero something that I will feel will be a sleeper remake. And Sega, you know what to do. Get on that. Get out on that. So let's go into number two. Number two, Police Notes for the PS1, and this was created by the creator of Metal Gear Solid, director Hideo Kojima. It is a visual novel that blends detective work with sci-fi fiction. The story follows Jonathan Ingram, a former cop brought back to life after cryogenic sleep, who investigates a space colony mystery. And this, to me, is I honestly think Kojima needs to go back to his visual novel point and click roots and give this particular game not only an English localization, but it needs a full blown remake. And I'm talking about keeping that same anime aesthetics that we have in the cutscenes that we have in this visual novel point and click game. Keep it as a remake, but make it a third person detective game. No point and click, third person shooter, detective action adventure type of game where we actually get to use Jonathan, keep the anime aesthetics. I will say to let Bandai or whoever, Project IG, whoever does the animation, they can draw it and we could get a really nice anime looking police knots with exploration, like the open world exploration where Jonathan has to solve the cases and have more side cases that he has to solve. So a full blown remake of Police Knots will definitely be amazing at number two. Now let's get into number one. And number one is Miserano Falls. And this is often compared to Twin Peaks, but Miserano Falls is an open world adventure game set in a small, eerie town where players investigate a missing girl's disappearance. With a real time clock and free exploration, players interact with the residents and uncover the town's mysteries. This is from the PlayStation 1, and what they were able to do with this on the PS1, this game deserves a full blown remake, folks. If you have never played this game or even checked a look at it, what it was able to do with this open world drama, it was ambitious. The mechanics were limited, but a remake will do it justice with a full blown graphical overhaul, better control schemes because it had like this weird tank controls. So a really third person detective type of story with revamping its visuals, enhancing its mechanics to deliver us a unique and unforgettable experience. Miserano Falls for the PS1, number one choice for me to become a remake. This is an absolute banger of a game. Please check this out if you get a chance. And this is Justin signing off from otakusandgeeks.com. This has been 10. What did you think of our list? What games do you feel needs to be remade, remastered, or re-released that is a import game that never made it here to the States that you've played? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what we do here, hopefully we'll earn your subscription. Don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell helps out the channel tremendously. And as always, folks, I will catch you on the next one. Peace, love, and happiness to you all. Later days.